Invincible. A show about a man who is not invincible. His dad is an evil / morally gray Superman. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that. Close enough. But the guys who do live up to their name are the Guardians of the Globe. Who are they, I hear you ask? What? You hear me respond? You don't know the life story of every single member? Well, my loyal theorists, allow me to educate you. Starting off in F tier with Shapesmith. Shapesmith, better known as the Great Betrayer, is a Martian shapeshifter who came to Earth under unusual circumstances. Originally a member of the Martian civilization's elite warriors, Shapesmith became fascinated with Earth's culture and the lives of its inhabitants. However, his true motivations for leaving Mars were far less noble. He defected after his failure to contain the Sequids, a parasitic species that poses a grave threat to his home planet. On Earth, Shapesmith assumed the identity of a fallen astronaut and used his shape-shifting abilities to blend in with humanity. His powers allow him to mimic the appearance of any person or object. He's kind of just a stretchy guy, like Plastic Man or Mr. Fantastic. But Shapesmith gave up on his people, so I consider him an op. Shapesmith eventually joined the Guardians of the Globe, hoping to atone for his past mistakes and protect his newfound home, which I don't believe for a second. I feel like this guy could see a weird-looking bug and be on the next flight out of Earth. I don't trust him. Enjoy F tier, nerd. Now let's move on to our only E tier hero, Darkwing. Okay, first things first. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. Darkwing was one of the original members of the Guardians of the Globe, serving as the team's resident detective and stealth expert. Though he had no superhuman abilities, Darkwing relied on his genius intellect, extensive combat training, and an array of advanced gadgets to fight crime. There is little known about Darkwing's early life, but it is clear that his mission to protect the innocent stemmed from a personal tragedy, which drove him to adopt a persona that thrived in the shadows. His signature weapon, a grappling hook, was emblematic of his ability to use wit and strategy rather than brute strength to overcome challenges. Tragically, his life was cut short during Omni-Man's betrayal of the Guardians, where he was one of the first members to fall. Such a shame your grappling hook couldn't help you that time, buddy. Now let's move quickly to our first D-tier hero, Aquarus. This fish guy was king of Atlantis, and an original member of the Guardians of the Globe, and had hydrokinetic powers, which means he has the ability to manipulate water, which I never understand why superhero teams always need one of these water guys. What happens if you're fighting your mortal enemy in the middle of a desert? Aquarus's relationship with the surface world was often tense. His sense of duty to Atlantis frequently conflicted with his role as a guardian, and he was known to harbor a certain disdain for surface dwellers. So basically, he's a racist that is useless in the middle of the desert. Aquarus met his demise during Omni-Man's betrayal of the Guardians, which you're gonna be hearing a lot as this video continues. Now heading over to our second D-tier hero, Green Ghost. Green Ghost was another founding member of the Guardians of the Globe, known for her ability to phase through solid objects and achieve a ghost-like state. Using a mystical artifact, she could transform into her superpowered form, which granted her intangibility, flight, and limited energy projection. This artifact, an emerald-like gem, was passed down to her, marking her as the next in a line of protectors. Before becoming Green Ghost, she was an ordinary individual who struggled with her sense of purpose. The discovery of the artifact imbued her with not only powers, but a mission to protect the world. Once again, her life came to an end in Omni-Man's betrayal, where her powers, unfortunately, could not save her from this silver fox. Now to finish off our D-tier members, Monster Girl. Amanda, better known as Monster Girl, lived a promising life before a curse irrevocably changed her path. As a brilliant young student, she excelled academically and socially until a trip to Europe brought her into contact with magic. A relationship with a local boy angered his grandmother, a practitioner of dark sorcery, who cursed Amanda to transform into a monstrous ogre-like creature. While the transformation granted her immense strength and durability, it came with a cruel twist. Each use of her powers caused her physical body to regress in age. Though chronologically an adult, Amanda's youthful appearance has led to constant misunderstandings and challenges. She is often underestimated by both allies and foes who mistake her for an inexperienced child. Monster Girl's resilience and sharp wit have made her an invaluable member of the Guardians of the Globe. Her monstrous form is a force of nature in battle, often serving as the team's front line. but it's all fun and games until she regresses so much she's in her terrible twos. Nobody likes kids when they're in their terrible twos. Time to start with our first C-tier hero, Bulletproof. Xandale Randolph, known by his superhero alias Bulletproof, was born alongside his twin brother Tyrone. Growing up, his parents strongly favored Tyrone, as his brother pursued science and Xandale would pursue things like painting. One night, Tyrone would drug Xandale, unwillingly subjecting him in his superpower project. Xandale successfully gained superhuman abilities whilst Tyrone died. He was genetically enhanced to possess incredible strength, speed, and durability, as well as the power of flight. These abilities earned him the moniker Bulletproof, reflecting his near invulnerability. You may be wondering how someone who seems so overpowered is sitting in our C-tier group. Well, his powers are dependent on his stored up energy. Bulletproof can ultimately burn through it, effectively leaving him defenseless. And if he stores up too much energy, it can kill him. Bulletproof's career as a superhero began as a solo vigilante, where he gained a reputation for his stoic demeanor and precise combat skills. After proving himself in the field, he was recruited into the Guardians of the Globe as a replacement for fallen heroes. Coming up next in our C-tier members, we have Martian Man. Martian Man, a founding member of the Guardians of the Globe, hailed from the advanced and secretive civilization of Mars. As one of the few Martians to leave his planet, he was sent to Earth as both an ambassador and protector, representing his people while defending his adopted home. Like all Martians, he possessed a suite of incredible abilities, including shape-shifting, telepathy, and superhuman strength. His ability to alter his form made him a versatile and unpredictable force in combat, capable of adapting to almost any situation. Martian Man's commitment to peace and justice was deeply rooted in the Martian philosophy of harmony and unity. Despite his alien origins, he quickly earned the respect of his fellow Guardians, becoming a voice of reason and diplomacy within the team. At the end of the day, the respect didn't really matter, as he was another one of the heroes to die at the hands of Omni-Man. Now, to finish off our C-tier section, we have Red Rush. Red Rush, or Joseph, if you know him personally, was the speedster of the Guardians of the Globe. His superhuman speed allowed him to move, think, and react at incredible velocities, making him the team's fastest member and an essential first responder in crises. His powers were not limited to raw speed. Red Rush's enhanced reflexes and accelerated perception allowed him to process situations and formulate plans in the blink of an eye. Red Rush's quick wit and dry sense of humor often lightened the mood during tense moments, but his dedication to heroism was no laughing matter. He was fiercely loyal to the Guardians and displayed a strong sense of duty, often putting himself at risk to protect his teammates and civilians. A great example being his efforts to save his fellow teammates when Omni-Man first attacks, which unfortunately made him the first of the Guardians to die. Moving up our list to our first B-tier member, we have Black Samson. Marcus Grimshaw, aka Black Samson, was born into a family of innovators and entrepreneurs, a lineage that gave him the means to pursue heroism with a blend of determination and resources. Early in his life, Marcus discovered his superhuman strength and durability, powers that set him apart as a protector of justice. These abilities, coupled with his natural leadership, led to his recruitment into the original Guardians of the Globe, where he became one of their most steadfast and respected members. However, tragedy struck when Samson inexplicably lost his powers. The incident not only stripped him of his abilities, but also his place on the team. Refusing to let circumstances dictate his worth, Marcus turned to his inventive genius, designing an advanced-powered exosuit that replicated his former abilities. The armor became both a symbol of his resilience and a testament to his belief that heroism is more about willpower than innate gifts. Black Samson was one of the few members to survive Omni-Man's slaughter, and when Robot reformed the Guardians of the Globe, he was invited back into the fold, bringing his veteran experience to the younger generation. Coming up next on our list, we have Rexplode. Rex Sloan, better known as Rexplode, was born into poverty and desperation. As a child, Rex's family sold him to a clandestine government program seeking to create superhuman operatives. Subjected to intense physical training and experimental procedures, Rex was imbued with the ability to charge inorganic materials with kinetic energy, transforming ordinary objects into explosive weapons. After escaping the program, Rex sought a new purpose and joined the team teen team, where his cocky, self-assured personality often clashed with his peers. His abilities, however, made him an invaluable asset. Later, under Robot's leadership, he became a member of the reformed Guardians of the Globe. Rex's personal life has been marked by chaos and drama, particularly in his romantic relationships with teammates Duplicate and Monster Girl. Beneath his brash exterior lies a man grappling with the scars of his past and a need to prove himself. We can all agree that this guy has had the best character arc in the show. I love you, Rexy boy. Let's move on quickly to our third B-tier member, Shrinking Ray. Shrinking Ray, or Rachel if you know her like that, is a petite powerhouse with the ability to reduce her size to minuscule proportions while retaining her full strength. Her powers make her a master of stealth and infiltration, allowing her to navigate spaces and situations inaccessible to her teammates. She is a vital member of the Guardians of the Globe, often used for reconnaissance missions and disabling threats from within. Unless it's the inside of Komodo Dragon, which unlike her male comic book version, she survives in the show, so we have nothing to worry about. Little is known about Ray's early life or the origins of her powers, as she keeps her personal history private. What is clear is her dedication to heroism and her fierce sense of independence. Despite her small stature, Ray has no problem standing her ground in combat or voicing her opinions within the team. Her confidence and tactical mind make her an essential part of the Guardians' operations. Quickly moving on to our next A-tier member, Duplicate. Duplicate, also known as Kate Cha, possesses the ability to create multiple copies of herself, each fully capable of independent thought and action. Born to a supportive and resourceful family, Kate's powers manifested in her teenage years. Her ability to be in multiple places at once quickly became a source of fascination, and she honed her skills to balance her burgeoning heroism with her personal life. Kate's powers make her a strategic member of the Guardians of the Globe, as her duplicates can carry out tasks simultaneously, overwhelm enemies in combat, and provide backup for her teammates. While her abilities are impressive, they come with risks. Each duplicate shares her physical pain, meaning she must carefully manage her power in dangerous situations. And if anyone disagrees with me that she is a B-tier superhero, why don't you take it up with the immortal? Case closed. Now to conclude our B-tier members, we have War Woman. War Woman was a founding member of the Guardians of the Globe and one of the most powerful and respected heroes of her time. A fierce warrior with superhuman strength, durability, and combat skills, she carried a magical mace that enhanced her already formidable abilities. A relic of ancient mysticism, was not only a weapon, but also a symbol of her connection to her mysterious origins and her role as a protector of Earth. Before becoming a superhero, War Woman lived a life of privilege and responsibility. Born into a wealthy family, she was groomed for leadership from a young age. However, she rejected the comforts of a traditional life, choosing instead to embrace her destiny as a warrior and defender of justice. Her early years remain shrouded in mystery. She unfortunately lost her life during Omni-Man's slaughter. She did manage to put up a pretty good fight, but ultimately could not beat the old dog. Let's head on up to our first A-tier member, Robot. Rudolph Rudy Connors, or Robot if we're talking cool superhero names, was born with a rare genetic condition that left his body severely deformed and confined to a life support pod. Despite his physical limitations, Rudy's intellect was unparalleled. From a young age, he displayed a remarkable aptitude for engineering and artificial intelligence, dedicating his life to creating technology that could help him transcend his physical constraints. His work eventually led to the development of the robotic drones he uses to interact with the world. Rudy initially served as the leader of the teen team. His calm demeanor and tactical mind made him an effective leader, earning the respect of his peers. Later, when the Guardians of the Globe needed to rebuild after a devastating betrayal, Robot was tasked with assembling and leading a new roster of heroes. Behind the scenes, Rudy's brilliance took a darker turn when he devised a plan to clone himself a new, healthy body. Using DNA samples and highly advanced technology, he successfully created a clone, transferring his consciousness into it. While his motives stemmed from a desire for freedom and normalcy, his methods raised ethical concerns among his teammates. Robot's story is one of contrasts. He is a mechanical being driven by the most human desires to connect, to lead, and to live fully. His genius, determination, and moral ambiguity make him one of the most fascinating members of the Guardians of the Globe. Let's head on over to our second A-tier member, the Immortal. The Immortal is one of the most iconic members of the Guardians of the Globe, known for his centuries-long life and unmatched resilience. Born in the early days of human civilization, he gained his powers through an experimental serum that granted him immortality and superhuman abilities, including strength, flight, and accelerated healing. His long life has allowed him to witness and participate in pivotal moments in history, shaping his profound sense of justice and responsibility. Over the centuries, the Immortal has worn many identities and titles, from warrior to king to adventurer, but he has always fought for the greater good. His immortality does not make him invincible, as he has been killed multiple times, only to recover and return to battle. This ability, combined with his immense strength and leadership skills, made him the natural leader of the original Guardians of the Globe. To conclude our list, we have our S-tier member, Omni-Man. Nolan Grayson, known to the world as Omni-Man, is one of the most formidable and complex members of the Guardians of the Globe. And I know he wasn't officially a member, but come on, he killed half the people on this list. He deserves to be here. Born on the distant planet Viltrum, Nolan was part of an advanced and powerful alien race tasked with spreading their civilization across the galaxy. Arriving on Earth under the guise of a benevolent protector, Nolan established himself as a hero, marrying Debbie Grayson and fathering a son, Mark, who would later become the hero Invincible. Omni-Man's immense power includes superhuman strength, speed, flight, and near invulnerability, making him one of Earth's strongest defenders, or so it seemed. Despite his devastating betrayal, his relationship with his family complicates his role as a villain. His love for Mark and Debbie often conflicts with his loyalty to Viltrum. Let's just hope his family never fails to get his tempo. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far and haven't subscribed, see you tonight at 3 a.m.